Hello, Valley. Welcome to Local 23 News. I'm Brenda Matuti. Thanks for joining us this midday. Breaking news just into our newsroom. Former Brownsville ISD trustee Sylvia Atkinson gets sentenced to 6.5 years in federal prison. Atkinson was found guilty on federal bribery charges last November. An FBI investigation determined Atkinson accepted bribes in exchange for voting in favor of the district participating in a 2018 movie project. Well, more breaking news right now out of California. Our NBC Bay Area affiliate reports multiple people have been killed in a shooting near a transportation facility in downtown San Jose. This is a live look at the scene. The shooting happened at the Valley Transportation Authority call center. Police and sheriff's deputies confirmed the shooter is now dead. It's unknown right now exactly how many people were hurt or killed. Investigators have not said what connection the shooter had to that call center. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as they become available. Well, across the nation tomorrow, U.S. Senate Republicans plan to make a counteroffer to President Biden's infrastructure proposal. The Associated Press reports the counteroffer will total $1 trillion. The Biden administration recently dropped its initial bid of $2.3 trillion to $1.7 trillion. Republicans are against the president's plan to pay for the infrastructure bill by raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%. GOP lawmakers are proposing to pay for their counteroffer with leftover COVID-19 relief money. The CDC is now investigating after a small number of teens and young adults reported having heart problems after being vaccinated against COVID-19. As Jamie Ratliff reports, right now experts say those cases appear to be rare.
Is it a coincidence or related? That's what the CDC and health officials are trying to find out after receiving reports of inflammation of the heart muscle known as myocarditis following the COVID-19 vaccine. According to an advisory committee group, there have been relatively few cases and most appear to be mild. It's mainly in adolescents or young adults. The agency says it happens more often in males than females and more often follows the second dose than the first. It typically occurs within 4 days after vaccination.
We've seen 4 patients, and keep in mind that's out of some 50,000 patients that were vaccinated. And so those are 4 patients under the age of 21.
Dr. Jeremy Asnes is the Yale New Haven Children's Hospital Heart Center medical director and says all 4 had mild cases, did well, and went home.
If there's in fact a connection, it's going to be incredibly low, very rare. We've vaccinated millions of people, millions of kids, and this is only a small signal, a handful of cases that have occurred in the United States.
Dr. Juan Salazar is a physician-in-chief at Connecticut Children's and says myocarditis is something they see in kids, though it's rare and usually due to a viral infection and more common in the spring and summer. And while the CDC continues to investigate whether there is a connection between myocarditis and the vaccine, doctors we spoke to say it's still recommended to get vaccinated.
I would still recommend vaccination because the risk of disease is much higher than any potential rare, incredibly rare side effect associated with a vaccine.
The feeling is that the benefits of being vaccinated far outweigh the very small potential risk of getting myocarditis.
In terms of symptoms, parents should be on the lookout for severe chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, and weakness. Reach out to your doctor if your child experiences any of these symptoms following their COVID vaccine. Meanwhile, the federal government gives the green light to states to offer lotteries and cash incentives for vaccinations. The Treasury Department just updated its guidance for how states and local governments can spend the money from the last coronavirus relief package. Lotteries and cash payments are now allowed as long as they increase vaccination rates. Very interesting. At our state capitol, a bill that expands access to medical marijuana is heading to the House for a final approval. The Senate gave its approval late last night. The bill would allow all cancer patients or people with PTSD to be prescribed marijuana here in Texas. The state's version would double the current cap for THC allowed in a prescription to 1%. The bill needs approval from the House because the original limit was set at 0.5%. Texas DPS adds a new face to its Texas 10 most wanted fugitives list. Take a look at your screen. This is 62-year-old Margaret Smith. She first appeared on the wanted list in 2009 after disappearing during her capital murder case. DPS officials say Smith is 5'6" and often dyes her naturally dark curly hair and wears wigs. Crime Stoppers is now offering a cash reward of up to $7,500 for any information leading up to our arrest. You can call the number on your screen with any anonymous tip. All right, it's 11:05. We're going to turn it over to meteorologist Freddie. Freddie, you've been saying sun, sun, sun all week. Can we expect a change, or is it here to stay?
It's here to stay for a while, it looks like, with the wind starting to pick up just a bit more. Overall, it is still a warm morning. Go ahead and take a look right now at our live camera out of our DHR health cam, and you're noticing that sun is out in full force with those clouds all over the RGV. Temperatures right now on their way up. Some areas already flirting with 90 degrees, like Rio Grande City, like McAllen, like Edinburgh, and like Harlingen, where they're all within those upper 80 marks. I'm expecting for them to pass that 90 degree mark later on in about an hour. Poolside forecast is showing that exact thing as well. By 1 p.m., we're in the 90s. By 3 p.m., into the mid to upper 90s. So if you're planning to head to the pool, be ready for that sunblock. I'll have an update on what else to expect over the next few days. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Certainly a pool day if you have time. All right, the city of Brownsville has now started spraying for mosquitoes. The city had to postpone yesterday's scheduled spraying due to high winds, but they're back at it. Crews are spraying along the border in Brownsville, then moving north. City officials say mosquito spraying will continue as long as those wind speeds stay below 10 miles an hour. Well, in McAllen, mosquito spraying also happening during early morning and late night hours this week. Workers will spray the far north and south ends of the city simultaneously. If you have a complaint about the mosquito population in your area, reach out to the McAllen's call center by dialing 681-3111. And hurricane season is approaching. With ongoing construction, many of us are wondering if those potential storms could impact traffic. This map shows all active construction sites throughout the valley, and the timelines for completion all depend on this year's hurricane season. Octavio Saenz with TxDOT says he understands construction impacts everyone's commute, but it's also a sign of growth and good infrastructure. He adds there is always a plan in place in case of severe weather.
Every time there's a project, there's a certain amount of work days that it's allowed. There's also a caveat called weather days. For example, if you offered 100 days to work something and then we had 10 days of flooding, well, you add 10 more days to the contract.
Saenz says there are detours available if your commute is impacted by the recent construction. Coming up on Local 23 Midday, it's almost summer camp season as Valley districts wrap up the school year. We get an inside look at one camp and what your kids could be doing this summer. That's ahead. And a quick congratulations to Matt Worthington on getting accepted into West Point Military Academy. The Sharyland High School student was nominated by Congressman Henry Cuellar. Congressman Cuellar will make that official announcement today at 2. Good luck, Matt.